bracha from Yerushalayim. Section which is so beautiful to study all over the world, but especially to study it in the Holy Land, since this is the first reference of God speaking to Avram and telling him to go to Israel. What a better place to study it than here in Jerusalem. The name of the Torah section is very difficult to translate. What does Lech-Lecha mean? Anybody? Lech-Lecha?
Go to yourself.
Go to yourself. I mean, go to yourself. Does it mean Lech-Lecha, that Hashem is telling Avram, that God is telling Abraham, that maybe you will benefit from this journey? Go for yourself. In other words, you're not doing it for me. You will have great benefits from this. I think that a literal reading of Lech-Lecha could be translated as go to yourself. Yes? Lech-Lecha. And I would like to suggest, I'm sure it's been suggested, maybe I would like to reiterate the suggestion, that maybe what God is telling Abraham, maybe what God is telling each of us, is maybe we have to find ourselves. Maybe the great philosophical teaching of know thyself, maybe is being incorporated in the words, Lech-Lecha. You have to be you. Maybe Avram, outside of Israel, couldn't really be Avram. He couldn't really be Avraham. So Vayomer Hashem el Avram, Lech-Lecha. Go find yourself. Go be yourself. Go do the kinds of actions. Take the kind of journey. Take the kind of trip that will make you you. Turn yourself into you. Because for as long as Avraham is not Avraham, then he really can't function as the father and the leader of our people. And I think one of the tragedies in the world is that there's so many people trying to be people other than themselves. You know, there are people who try to imitate other people. They try to follow the patterns of other people's lives. And in a certain sense, they're trying so hard to be the person that they're not. Maybe Lech-Lecha means not only to Avraham, maybe it means to everybody. Just be you. I want you to be you. I want Avraham to be Avraham. Henny always tells the story. It's one of my wife's favorite stories about Rav Zusha, one of the great Hasidic teachers, who said that on Judgment Day, he's not afraid of the fact that God will ask him, Zusha, how come you were not on the level of Avraham? Why weren't you like our father Abraham, or like our father Isaac, or like our father Jacob, or like any of the prophets? Why? Rav Zusha said, those questions do not concern me. Rav Zusha said, if God will ask me, why weren't you on the level of the great rabbis of the period of the Mishnah, or the period of the Talmud, or the Rishonim, or those questions. There's only one question that haunts me, and it's that question that I fear on Judgment Day. It's when God will turn to me and say, Zusha, why weren't you Zusha? And if Zusha is not Zusha, then that's the tragedy of tragedies. Perhaps Lech-Lecha means, Avram, I want you to be Avram. Avraham, I want you to be Avraham. And do whatever you have to do to become you. Kabed et Hashem mehonecha, as we study in the book of Mishlei, in the book of Proverbs. Honor God with that which God has given you. You have unique qualities. You have unique attributes that nobody else in the whole world has. Use your power. Use your personality. Use your greatness. Use your qualities to serve God. Lech-Lecha. But if you're going to try to be someone else, at best you'll be an imitation. Maybe a good imitation. Maybe a poor imitation of someone else. That's not Lech-Lecha. And the only way that we can see Tikkun Olam is if every person works at becoming... Yes, I'm sorry, what?
Why would there be... my question is, why is this not such an obvious point? Why are people going out there and trying to be like other people?
Maybe it's very difficult to be yourself.
Why do they want to be other people?
Well, I mean, sometimes, first of all, you don't have a model of yourself being yourself. Right? I mean, it's hard to say, well, I'll read about myself and then I'll do what I read about. You don't know who you are, right? This requires great introspection, great inner searching. If I want to follow and become A or become B or become C, so then maybe that's an easier pattern, right? I study about their life, or I study about their accomplishments, or I study about their daily activity.
You spend all day with yourself. Why is it harder to know yourself than to look at other people?
Well, maybe
I don't know.
What?
I'm just wondering. I'm not.
Yes, I'm sorry. What?
Maybe it's much harder today than ever before, because everywhere we look, we're bombarded by images.
Computers, TV, media, and stuff.
Yeah, an actor is showing you how you should act. We should act like them. There's all these role models and images that we see all the time, so it's much harder, I think.
Yeah, but the actors themselves get involved in drugs, and because they're so empty, because they're just mimicking. They're not living spiritual lives,
It doesn't stop people. Doesn't stop anyone.
Well, I mean, one of the teachings of the 10th commandment, which is perhaps, according to some, the most difficult of all 10 commandments, is lo tachmod. Do not covet, do not desire, do not be jealous of that which someone else has. V'chol asher l'reacha. Everything that the other person has, including the other person's personality. If you want someone else's, you see someone wearing a pair of glasses, you say, beautiful glass. Can I borrow those? Well, I want to wear your. You'll put it on your eyes. Won't help you see. They blur your vision much more. It's not for you. The particular personality fits the particular person, and it's unparalleled in the world. There are no two people in the world with the same personality. And maybe the first statement of Hashem to our father, if we want to call Abraham the first Jew, the first statement of Hashem to Abraham, to our nation, to the leaders of the world, to the Kohanim of the world, is Lech-Lecha. Figure out who you are. You have to find yourself. You have to express yourself. Some people in a pronounced way, some people in a very subtle way, in a very humble way, in a very private way. It doesn't matter. But if you do that, then you're on the road to Tikkun Olam, on the road to fixing and rectifying all the evils of this world. Because it can have such a ripple effect on all of humanity if everybody's just doing what they're best at. So no matter what your field is, your professional field, don't try to be someone else's, don't try to get involved in someone else's profession. You have your profession, and do your profession best. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a sewer cleaner or a rocket scientist. It doesn't matter if you're the chief rabbi or you're a beginning painter. Well, whatever you're doing, just do it as you. Lech-Lecha, you have to just be you, and in each area there's great excellence. There's no area in the world, there's no endeavor in the world which cannot bring you to the highest level. And I think that's part of this Lech-Lecha message.